Oh, okay. It says we're live. Welcome to AKA Crafting Talk with me, myself, Kaylin. Let me see if I can point right. AJ and Amby. Today we will be talking about stitch markers, and I'm going to wait a few minutes and let everybody get here before we start going into everything.
Alrighty.
I keep hearing somebody. It's probably the neighbor.
Way to go. I'm not sure if anybody's here yet.
It doesn't look like it.
So if
Let me
anybody
see.
is, just remember our standard when you come in, what's in your cup, what's on your hook.
Yep.
Get my hook back out here. I have to start a tester top, but wanted to make a kerchief for my hair first. So I'm working on that one. It was a granny one. I wasn't thinking that I had to make actual little tiny granny squares. So
Well,
that's what
while we're waiting,
went over.
while we're waiting, I guess we can say that we do this every 2 weeks on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we have been alternating channels. This week, it came back to my channel. Next week, it'll be on AJ's, and the 2 weeks from that AJ's, and then 2 weeks from that Amby's.
Yes.
Okay, and I was just checking to make sure. I have not heard back from a certain person, so we might have a guest on next week. I think we are. We were just doing the back and forths on time and stuff, but I don't want to say her name until I know for sure. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I sent her that earlier, but she must not have gotten it yet.
So, how did your dad like his gift for Father's Day, AJ?
Oh, he liked it.
Awesome.
He's not too expressive. He opened it up, he looked at it, and he was like, "Oh, nice." First, he looked at the back, and he was like, "Oh, nice." And I was like, "Well, you haven't even looked at it, you know. All you're seeing on the back is some, you know, weaving in parts and some sewing ends, you know, when I was making sure that the appliques were on tight enough." So then he turned it around and his eyes lit up a little bit, but he was like, "Oh, that's nice." I was like, "Well,
Yeah.
you know, navy, you like the navy?" He's like, "Yeah, I do." So he did. He just, nobody's really ever made him anything like that.
Right.
My mom was like, "A rug? Where's he going to put a rug?"
On his side of the bed.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"On the floor of the bed." They actually, they don't share a bedroom, so
Um,
kind of like my husband's in my situation. My dad used to roll over, or actually, I think my mom did more of the rolling over than my dad did. And plus, my whole entire life, my dad worked nights, and my mom had to be up early, early morning.
uh,
And it used to kill her to get up because he'd come in and wake her up at night. So as soon as they had a place where they could have two separate bedrooms, it was like, okay,
hmm,
you have yours, I have mine. No more waking each other up all the time.
right.
And it works. I mean, that's how I learned for him. That's right here. I keep forgetting I'm wearing this top and I'm making these squares for this hair kerchief that I'm doing out of some of the same yarn.
Uh-huh.
They're in the middle.
Oh, pretty.
And I had one like this that I'm looking for. I'm like, I know I have two, and it was right on top of, and I couldn't find it. But when I had the little centers by themselves, I did that yesterday. I had like two of them I couldn't find because I was wearing this top for a little bit yesterday, and it was like, oops, can't find it.
Oh my God. Well, it's cute. Those little squares are cute.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm making. It's from the one of the blog hops that I had posted about,
Okay.
Okay.
the designer one. I just need something for my hair for this summer pretty badly, and I've been wanting to crochet, so
Oh, that's
Ooh,
cute.
that's pretty.
and I figured at
Yeah,
least
that's
go with this because it's got the purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be mainly pink, and then the dark blue and the purple.
Yeah, I like those colors.
Thanks. I thought of doing it just one color, and then I thought, nah, I'll do three.
Mm-hmm.
So, then I almost
It's
did.
hot out here.
I had two different ice cream yarns, so I almost thought of using those and doing a brown and the yellow. And I said, no, I'll stick to three, and I'll use these.
So, Kaylin
Hi.
lives in. Somebody come in.
Yes. Hi, Sandy. How you doing?
Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Sandy. What I was going to say is, Kaylin lives in Alabama and I live in Georgia. So, we are very hot today.
Yes.
Indiana is very hot too. Let me tell you. We were in the hundreds yesterday. We're not there today, but yesterday, and with the humidity, it was a lot hotter than 100.
I think tomorrow it's supposed to be in the hundreds here.
It was 101 when I came out of Walmart. That's what the car said was 101.
Let me see. Right now, it's 82. Today, it's nicer, but we had a high of 87. But we've had extreme heat for like the last couple days. We had the weekend off, and the week before that was extremely high too.
Excuse
So,
me.
yeah. It's not just in the South right now. It's hitting most of us.
Okay. Yeah, I saw a thing. I looked on weather.com and it was showing these, it was a colored map of what
Mhm.
the places were going to be the hottest. And yeah, more than just the South.
Yeah. Somebody
Yeah.
posted that on the group that you and I are, the Blessings group that we're in. And I wrote on there, I said, just remember this changes daily because it had Indiana as moderate. And that was yesterday. I'm like, we are not moderate. We are a
Yeah.
lot hotter than moderate right now.
Yeah. And then some places were totally blank. They like heat don't bother them. I'm like, are you kidding me? What a blessing.
I'm sitting here sweating.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're outside.
It's all right.
I was happy to get home and get back inside.
Well,
Well, I'm happy to be in the air conditioning.
Well, that's yesterday was so hot that even when we were in the air conditioner, because I had doctor's appointments and everything,
Yeah.
you would walk in and you'd get that, ooh, that feels nice. That's so cool. And then after you were in there for like maybe 5-10 minutes, it was like, where did it go? It is so hot in here.
Yes, that's how it felt today being at a Hobby Lobby.
Oh, but you were at Hobby Lobby. I was so jealous.
I know. I was so happy. And on my channel, I had done a video of my Hobby Lobby haul like last week or the week before one. And I was like, I want to go again so bad.
See if there's anything left.
Yes, they had a lot left. They had, because I hadn't looked on they have 2 aisles, and I looked on the one aisle still had some stuff, but I didn't get I don't know if I got much from that aisle, but on the next aisle, I got a good bit. Oh, I did. I did get some stuff from the one aisle. Yeah. Spoiler, I'm going to be filming that video tomorrow of my haul. My second Hobby Lobby haul.
Not too much of a spoiler. I kind of figured that was coming.
Right. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. Do you want to go ahead and start, even though we really don't have anybody here?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So, AJ is going to go first, and she is going to speak on the history of the stitch marker. Now, would you like me to make you big? Are you going to be showing stuff?
I have some things to share, but I didn't know if I'd be doing it right now. I just had some of the stitch markers that I find on Etsy and where I find them to show later.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't know if we do that at the end when we all like share our favorites or whatever.
Sandy says I'm here. She also wants to know how we are all doing. I am doing good. How are y'all two doing?
I'm doing great.
Doing good. Okay. There really wasn't much on the history of stitch markers. I was hoping to find a history because I was like, "Ooh, who thought this up and when?" That's what I wanted.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I found more of what is a stitch marker, and stitch markers can be used for knitting and for crochet. And I didn't write this on here, and I had told this to Kaylin and Ann before I came in, but I got to share it because I was just really surprised. The first thing that it said was that as far as stitch markers, most people think that they're only for crochet. And I was like, really? Because when I first started looking up stitch markers, actually the word stitch markers, all I could find was the round ones that were closed for knitting. And then they said that progress keepers are people seem to think are only for knitting and not for crochet. And then I was like, but those are what it was that I could find.
Right.
For crochet. So I just thought it was completely turned around. But anyway, which I just kind of said this for knitting, a stitch marker has a closed loop, and for crochet, it must have an opening. So it's hooked on a stitch rather than on the needle. And then otherwise also known as split stitch markers. So stitch markers give a visual reference that helps with counting and which helps reduce errors. And then progress keepers track the progress made on a knit or a crochet item over time. I'm doing this backwards. I forgot I was going to read Wikipedia first and then this one, but that's okay. Let me go down to Wikipedia and then I'll go back up to that. Wikipedia says a stitch marker is a mnemonic device used to distinguish important locations on a work in progress. I just like the word mnemonic. I was like, ooh, I got to use that. Common uses for a stitch marker is noting first. They said noting the first. I put in or the last stitch on a crochet round. I was always taught to put the stitch marker on the last stitch of a crochet round. So if a pattern calls for me to do it on the first one, I get so confused and I have to go and put it on the last no matter what. So I think that's one of those teaching things that however you learn it, that's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's used for marking increases or decreases points like on a triangular shawl and at the tip of it that uses the additional chains. And I use that as an example because I just made a triangular shawl like that. And that's, we had to put the stitch markers. It was a double-sided one. So we had to put them on the actual tip where you were making like a corner turn for it to go up the one triangle, then down the other. But you didn't have that down at the bottom of the triangle because that's where you started. And that's where it extends. So there's that. It identifies key locations in a complex repetitive stitch pattern. Identifies the right side or the wrong side of your work, depending on whichever one you need to know. And for beginners, it's used to identify a turning chain. And then they can also designate attachment points and like they were mainly talking about garments, but they can also designate attachment points in amigurumi because I see that all the time, and actually I've used it for that. So other things that can be used in place of stitch markers if you don't want to spend your money on stitch markers, and that are safety pins, a piece of yarn, paper clips, and they said, and soda can tabs. So some find using a pretty stitch marker or progress keeper motivational, and some want a new one for each new project. So
Yeah.
I know that. I just see them. I think they're pretty. I want to have a hanging with all my different stitch markers.
Yep.
Let's see. Among the differences between crochet and knitting is that crochet seldom works with more than one stitch at a time, while knitters routinely carry dozens of stitches on their knitting needles. For this reason, these two textile arts require different kinds of stitch markers.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I meant to then talk about the split and the, but I did it backwards. So that's what I had. I do have some to show you that are two of the places that I order from on Etsy, but I can do that after everybody does theirs.
That's fine. Whatever you want to do.
Or I can do it now. Let me just go ahead and do it now. First, I wanted to show, I just got these. I showed them in a video yesterday.
Hold on, let me make
We
you.
went to Walmart not for yarn stuff, but I was looking for lever backs.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe at Walmart you can get a package of like 4 of them for $4 and something, but you can go on Amazon and get like 50 of them for 6 or 7 something. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'll go to Amazon. And this is a new stitch marker that I just got.
Well, thought you just done.
But I'll be
There we
showing. There, I'm trying to find where. There we
you
go. Good. But you'll be able to see this one a little bit better because it's one of the pages I have saved. Which, let me get that. Share. Okay. That one. One of my favorite places, I got to get it so you guys can see this stuff, is I like Precious Knits. I go here for something else that we may talk about in the future, which is the skein coats. But she does stitch markers too, and she does them at a pretty decent price. I think I've gotten the paw one from her. The little kitty cat. I think I've gotten that one. If not, it was on my list of to get. That's why it's hearted. Is this gonna? I can't find where I can make it go up. There we go. I was gonna get one of the flower ones, but I can't remember if I got that one now or not. I have a couple of the snowflakes, and I love this one. It shows up really nice on my work, and I used it on almost everything that I made for Christmas. And these I had wanted to get, but I never got them on Valentine's Day. And I almost got these, but now I have the same charms to make my own. So there's that one. And now let me share the other one. Share screen. And this one here, is it sharing? There we go. This one here is Pink Sheep Designs. And her husband makes these on a 3D printer. And that's the cat one that I just showed you that I have. And they've got it in black. And these are sunshine ones. These, I think, are roller skates. And then the different tools that they make are on here too. Down here you have, oh, I didn't see this mixture one, or I probably would have gotten it. It's got the kitty cats and the sheep.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
that is cute.
And they have that in pink too. Yeah, I didn't see that one. Maybe this was added since I was on here. And some more green ones. And I love the snowmen for Christmas.
Yeah.
Get some of those later. And I thought they were pretty reasonably priced because you get 11 of them for $6.60, or actually 10 of them. I count 11 in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
But 10 of them for $6.60.
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all. Some of her other stuff I wasn't quite sure on the price for, like $7.50 for the wraps per inch. But the wooden ones, I guess, are like 10 to 15, so that's actually a pretty decent price too.
Yeah.
There's yellow sheep, Christmas trees. I think it's cool because they could basically make anything you can think of.
Right.
The hats, those would be cool to have and use them when you do your hat not hate hats.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. There's a smaller wraps per inch tool. I need to get one of these, the gauge swatch tool. But yep, that's hers, which I just love them because I have a hard time with, let me stop sharing. I have a hard time with the clover ones that like they go around and a little bit farther, so that it's got a like a swirl. It looks like a swirl.
Oh,
So
yeah.
opening all around, you got to make sure you've got it on there all the way. But if it turns around, and because it is round and doesn't have anything to stop it from totally going around on the stitch, it'll fall off, and mine fall off all the time.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like this better because it's like once it gets in place, it stays there. And I had this on my my shawl that I made, and it never budged. It stayed in the same spot. I mean, it moved a little if I moved the shawl, but it didn't like try to go around. So I liked it a lot better.
Yeah. It looks like it's more sturdy too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
Amby, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a few that I made, and then I'm going to show how I make them.
I'm going to put you
So,
big screen.
okay. I've got,
Go the other way. We can't see.
yeah.
There we go.
This is on a lobster clasp. And that's better. The lobster clasp is better for smaller yarn. So, like if you're using a 1 or a 2 weight, maybe even a 3 weight, but any bigger, you're going to need the lever backs. And all the ones that I've already made are on lobster clasps. But the ones that I'm going to start making and the one I'm going to make tonight is going to be on the lever back.
Gotta go the other. There you go.
There you go. I like
Yeah,
that
ooh,
one.
I like that one.
Yeah. And all you need to make one is I use a jump ring, and then these 2 sets of pliers. I'm not sure what these are called, but I think these are round nose pliers. And then you just,
I think they're just jewelry making pliers
yeah,
or needle nosed.
yeah. All you do, I always get them mixed up. Let's see. You grab it with one of them, and then you take the other one and you open it slightly. Not wanting to work. Just because I'm doing it on here is why it's not wanting to work. Okay. Come on, you crazy.
That's how it always goes, Amby.
Oh, I know. And then what you do is you twist each of them apart and it comes, that's not really too clear, but it comes apart and then I put it on. Well, okay, I didn't make it. I'm not sure where that went. That just flew. Okay, I'm gonna have to get another one. I'm not sure where that one went. Nope, it disappeared. I'll have to get another one. That can happen.
Yep.
Let me get this open. And it doesn't take a lot of stuff to make stitch markers.
Ellie, Abby's showing how she makes them. I just went over a brief like history definition of them. So tonight's just mainly all about stitch markers. But all three of us make them.
Yes. I was going to answer that. I'm glad you answered it out loud, though. I've been chatting with her in the comments.
Yeah, I saw.
She has a channel now.
I saw that. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I figured while she was trying to find that, I could go ahead and answer it.
Yeah. You're welcome, Ellie.
I'm sorry I'm being so clumsy and taking so long.
You're fine. Hey, I just started making them again this year, and I was super clumsy my first night that I was back to making them.
Right.
And it took me forever. I thought, oh, this is going to be real simple. I actually had to buy the glue so that it could help keep my jump rings together. Because jump rings are not made the same way they were when I made them before.
Right.
They are very flimsy now compared to how they used to be.
Yeah.
But yet cost more. So there you go.
Exactly.
Oh, I found it.
I figured you would sooner or later.
So you just take them apart. You bring it apart like that. That's better. And then you take, what I do is take it and put it on one side, put that. And then this is the charm. I usually just use pre-made charms.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's a cute owl.
Yes.
Yeah. And I put it on here. And then I close it back up. If I can get it to do right. Yep. It just closes right back up. And there you have it. And you just open this. And it's a pretty wide opening. So you can use it with like 4-weight, or I think this might even work for bulky.
Yeah, it probably would.
And so
I've used it for bulky, but I don't think it like I used it for the rug that I made my dad.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if it was super bulky, you'd have to like put it through the yarn.
yeah. So that's what I do. That's how I make mine. Super simple. Take me when I'm actually not making a mess, not making them fly all over the place, and they're cooperating, doing what they're supposed to be doing, then it works. And since I have to use my phone, I'm not able to share the page, but I wanted to mention 2 different Etsy shops. One is Charmed and Dangerous, and they have some are just charms, just the charms without either a lever back or a there's no thing, you would have to put it on yourself. but that's so that I guess whoever gets it can do what they want with it. And then others, they have some that are the leverbacks and some that are the lobster claws. And she had hers are mainly the charms done with polymer clay. And then the other channel is Kitty Craft Studio. And hers, I like hers because when I looked at hers are a lot like mine, just the pre-made charms, but she gives you the option of if you want a big lobster claw, a small lobster claw, or the leverback. And she also gives you the option of if you want um silver or if you want gold for the stuff. So I like that. And what I looked at was like a thing that had, it was a set. You had 6 different stitch markers and they were all kitty cats. And it told you which each cat was because it was all different kinds. And they were just so cute. And everything. So that's what I have to, that's what I was going to share.
Thank you, Amby.
Yes, thank
Hi,
you.
Kathy. It's good to see you.
Yes. Now, my job was to do size and shape. And I brought my favorite out. And I tried to look for the other ones because when I bought it, it actually had 2 different sizes, the smaller ones and then the bigger ones. And then they come in different colors too. To me, they remind me of diaper pins. Is what they remind me of.
Yeah.
But it's just like a little pin and then it closes like that. That's my favorite ones. Now you can get them the small size and you can get them big size. Now I have something to share. Let me see if I can do this. Um, I just Googled images of um, share screen. There we go. That's what it is. Okay, I know. Different images of where's it at? Oh, I forgot. Um, Forgot to bring up the window. Hold on. I'm still new to all this sharing screen stuff. So
You're fine.
please bear with me, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me try it again.
If I
So
hadn't,
all I did was Google,
sorry,
huh?
if I was saying if I hadn't done it for my previous business, I would have been fumbling too. So
Okay. Now I can't see y'all. Can y'all see this?
now, okay, it just popped up.
Yeah. Now.
Okay. Now, if you just look, I did different sizes of stitch markers for crochet and knit. That's what I Googled right there. And you get a plethora of them, different sizes. These are ones that were made by someone. These are the ones like I showed. Then there's the circle ones for knitting, and then those loopy ones there. But they come in all different shapes and sizes, and it's for how Amby was saying the lobster clasps were easier for thinner yarns, and then the leverbacks were better for bigger yarns. And then there's also the fact for the knitting ones come in different sizes too because there's different size hooks. I mean needles, not hooks. So these are some lobster claws and It's just different ones. So you can have pretty fancy ones with the little charm on them, or you can get plain ones like I like because I like plain. Um, to me, the sometimes the dangly gets in my way. I have actually crocheted over the dangly one time. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
know this is not as elaborate as theirs, but I mean,
Oh, it's fine, hon.
and look at this one. Like, you weren't you saying paper clips a while ago?
Uh-huh.
Look, there's a
Uh-huh.
paper.
I've actually seen a tutorial on how to make a paper clip into a progress keeper. Like they did special painting on it to make it look real cool.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh, that's cute.
And also so it wouldn't snag. It
Oh,
gave
well,
it a
that makes
smooth
sense.
finish.
I have
Yeah.
actually. Oh, I did a zippy down. I have actually used a bobby pin before.
You know, I think I have too in a pinch, but I couldn't find anything else. I've actually, when I first started learning, I was taught just to use the yarn. So I just would take a piece of yarn. I know Bag O' Day does that, and I used to do it all the time, but now I can't do it. My piece of yarn falls out on me every single time if I try to do it anymore.
Right. Well, when I was taught, I wasn't taught anything on needing stitch markers. The first thing I
Me
learned how to do was the granny square. So I did the granny
Right.
square for years until someone told me, well, you can go back and forth. And then that's when I should have been introduced to stitch markers because my first piece going back and forth went like this. It went wide. It didn't go in. People talk about how theirs went in. Mine went out. So
Yeah.
Well, I had some that went out and some that went in. So
We we weren't taught about stitch markers. The first time I learned about stitch markers was when it was actually written into a pattern. And the pattern said, I think it was to show the front. It said place stitch marker here so you know which row is the right side.
right,
So
yeah. I've used a safety pin for that. Doing a corner to corner, so I would know which one was the right side. I put a safety pin on it.
but I used
Ellie,
one. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Ellie says, "Would you beautiful ladies be interested in doing a stitch marker swap with me?"
Um, Once I get some more made, sure. I'd love to.
And I say yes
yeah,
too.
I wouldn't mind. I'd love to.
I'm just waiting to get some more supplies, so which I have my tin here of the ones that I've made. Some of them I've made. But I use what I said. I use the safety pin ones like
Hmm.
you use for when I'm doing my actual counting. You know, like when I'm making something long and I put a stitch marker in like for every 10 or 20 rows or 10 or 20 chains or
Yeah,
something like that. And then I use the pretty ones for progress keepers.
right.
Like,
So,
Kathy says, "I like the diaper pins for projects that I use a lot of stitch markers for." Yeah, same.
like the kitty cat. I love
Yeah.
my kitties, so you guys know I'm always going to have little kitty cats.
Oh, look at
pretty.
it. It's so cute.
Mm.
So, and then I cannot wait. These are going to be big ones, though. I've got these cats and mice.
Oh, that's so
Those are
cute.
cute.
The mouse is on the bottom. I don't think. Let me get him around there. There he
There
is.
he is. That's cute.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what I make with that one. So, but I'm not going to show you all these. I showed them on my channel. So let me see. I haven't made these up yet either. I've got the little paws.
Cute.
Oh, those are cute too. Let me make it bigger.
So paws and like butterflies, cats. I got my butterflies too. Are my thing. So when people like get prizes on my channel and stuff, they're gonna get. Oh, and hearts. Always got to have the little hearts.
Oh, those are pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And then I can't wait because one of these days when we can find it, wherever my daughter had put it, she made jewelry for 4-H, and I bought her, as much as I could at the time, and because I was working, and I always like to use like the really nice beads, and that's what she liked to, like gemstones if I could afford it, or the freshwater stone, beads and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a big caboodles box that's like full of jewelry stuff somewhere in our house.
Somewhere.
So when we find it, she's like, "Okay, Mom, you can use it. You can have it all."
Right.
I was like, "Ooh, thank you." She's like, "You bought most of it. You can use it."
Yeah,
Kathy says those are adorable.
Thank you.
I
I fell in
like
love with
them.
them when I saw them.
And another idea I had, I've already got the little, I think I hope I'm saying this word right, faceted or
Faceted.
whatever kind of beads.
Uh-huh.
And what I'm gonna do is get their metal charms that are like a ribbon thing, like
Hmm.
for different causes.
Right.
And I'm gonna put whatever the cause color is on there with the ribbon. The bead
Oh,
is gonna be the
Yeah.
color, and have those for different causes. I know, like breast cancer and like fibromyalgia, which is something
Mm-hmm.
my mother has. So, and Alzheimer's, those kind of things.
yep. I want to make some for HIV and AIDS. That's another thing that I was looking at getting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ellie said she'll email us.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Trying to see. Okay, she saw my message, but she never replied. Um, I said this at the beginning, but for those who have shown up, we do have an actual designer who is supposed to be a guest on the next one in 2 weeks. But we're trying to work out times and everything. So if for some reason it doesn't work, she's planning on coming on. It just may end up being a different time. So I'm not going to give her a name yet because I want to make sure that we know when she's going to be on.
Right.
And if she isn't, then we're probably going to do the micro macro crochet.
Right. Yes.
Yep.
Which was asked by somebody on my channel. I forgot.
I've got it written down here somewhere. Let me see.
Was it Sheila?
And this will be new for me because I have no idea what macro is. I have no
Yeah.
idea what
Me
it
either.
is.
Well, it's new for all of us because so we're going to have to figure out what we're going to say about it too. So thought I had written it down here. What would you like to see?
So I'm sure we'll be utilizing the good old Google for that one.
Mm-hmm. I probably won't be able to attempt it because micro makes me think of small, and I've got
Yeah.
giant hands.
Oh,
So
I
I
put
don't
them in
think
the
I'll be
back of the book. Christine Level.
Christine.
Yeah, I put all my notes like at the beginning of the book for us, and then in the back I'm writing suggestions. So
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
I forgot I did that.
I know for sure that I'm part of AJ's Yarny family. I need to check the other channel. Okay.
Alrighty.
We do this every 2 weeks. We started, this is our fourth time now?
Yeah, because we just got back to you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe it's done been that many times.
I know, right?
Just think, next year we'll be doing the same thing, saying, "Oh wow, it's been a year."
Oh,
How'd
wow.
we
It's
get
been a
here?
year.
Oh, I know it. I know.
Why are people still watching us? They must think
Yeah,
we're
right?
crazy.
I know.
You ain't got tired of us yet?
That's what I think every time I do a video and then somebody comments, I'm like, what? Really? You still watching me?
Oh goodness, you guys crack me up. I love you guys.
Oh, I love y'all too.
Yes, I love y'all too. Y'all must know the love that I have for y'all because I am outside and it's like 90 degrees still at 7:45 p.m. my time. And I'm
Yes.
sweating, okay? I'm sweating.
Yep.
Yeah. Last night, oh my goodness, it was so rough here. It was like still 88 degrees at what was it, almost midnight. It was like, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you cool
Same
down at
here.
all? Oh goodness.
And my mom likes to sit out back, and we have a back deck, not really deck, patio. There you go.
Mhm.
And she sits out there and reads. Oh my goodness. And what, like this morning, like, no, it might have been one morning recently. I went out there and it was early. It was like 8 o'clock, and she was out there with her coffee and stuff. Oh my goodness. It was already, I just went, I couldn't believe it. It was 8 o'clock in the morning and it was so hot already.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It was just crazy.
Well, the other day when I knew my daughter was coming to get the one stray that we've been feeding outside, it was one of the hottest days, but I kept going outside like every half hour to hour to make sure he was still sticking around the house because I knew she was coming over that evening.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so I'd go out and look for him and pet him, and he was like, okay. And that's where we were earlier. Ambi was like trying to find us to make sure that we were all ready for tonight. And I was like, at my daughter's house, but I'm ready. I'll be there.
Okay. I'm just,
We had to go visit the kitty, make sure he was doing okay.
yeah.
And see, the thing, we were talking before we went live because Ambi asked me what time. And I was like, I thought I was correct. The thing is the whole day after because I did it either last night or this morning. I can't remember when I did it. But I sent it to y'all today. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, is it 8 o'clock my time or is it 8 o'clock their time? And then like seriously at 6:25 my time, I was like, it's at 7 my time, 8 theirs. I had put 8. One thing, it confused me because I do my lives at 8 a.m. on Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
So I automatically went to the 8 for that. And then I was like thinking the whole day, I think I did that wrong. I think I did that wrong. And I just went ahead and when I saw, because you had, whenever she was talking about that and you said you were at your daughter's house, I was like, it's at 7. They wouldn't be texting me right now. And I was, I gotta go
Yeah.
change that. So I went and changed
I
it.
didn't even notice that. Maybe that's why people weren't starting to show up until later, because I had actually posted the link in my on my
Oh.
crochet
Well, I
I
didn't think
noticed
about
it and I was like, okay, are we changing it?
it.
Okay, so that's why you asked. I was like, why is Ambi
Well,
asking me?
I did change it at 6:30 today. So
Yeah, I was like, is it still whatever now?
Makes sense now. I
yeah.
have
Yeah.
been in Zoom mode all day today. I was like, I got to get this done. I got to, because of everything that was going on with the cats and different things, I had to
Yeah.
get all my stuff looked up today. Oh, and my computer. I was on the phone the other night with Comcast trying to get my speeds back up, which they actually fixed it. It had been down to like 12 MPS or something like that, and it's back up to 59 now. I was
Cool.
like,
Cool.
yay, but you're still supposed to come over and change my modem, and now they want to charge me $100 for that. And I was like, no, you told me the wiring needed to be redone and you could change it for free at the same time. Now they're
Right.
reneging, and I'm not happy.
Now
Yeah.
they're trying to get money out of you now.
So we're planning on streaming. I just had wanted them to come and move the modem before I started streaming.
Right.
Well, what's
But
funny is we have AT&T for our internet and our well, it's satellite, not cable, but same diff. And anytime my dad has to talk to him or whatever, because if I talk to him, it don't do nothing. But he'll get on there and talk to him, and he'll be like, "Okay, we're leaving. We're switching our service." And they're like, "No, no, no, hold on. We can give you this." And they start doing the whole song and dance thing, like, we don't want you to leave," and all this stuff. And
well, a lot of
so
people are leaving for
sometimes,
streaming now. So,
oh yeah,
and I think maybe that's one reason why they'd switch. Because I told the technician, I said, if you guys don't get your stuff together, I'm going to change to streaming. He said, oh, but don't you know that if you use a Roku with the internet, it comes out so much more crisp and clear? And I'm like, I'm not going to pay for streaming all these different services and pay for Xfinity internet at the same time. Well, for internet, but not for cable. I'm like,
yeah.
that's just ridiculous. That's $200 already for internet and cable. And then you think I'm going to go and pay for streaming services on top of that? I'm like, you're nuts. Not when I can just go and stream and save myself. What did I figure it out to?
$200. You
Like
need to
around
move to
$100.
AT&T. You need to move to AT&T. Ours is only, ours is like, I don't know, 140 something, 150 something.
Well, it's not too far from mine. Mine's 190 something, so it comes to 200 after taxes.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I won't deal with AT&T. They did me wrong a long time ago, and when a company does me wrong, I don't ever go back.
Right.
So unless it's a must have to because there's nobody else around. But yeah, they kicked me when I was down when I was in college and I needed some extra time on a phone bill, and they were like, nope, and they shut my phone off.
Ooh.
And I went to Sprint because they were, at that point in time, they were a brand new company and were just doing, phone service. And we're talking, old fashioned phone service. And they worked with me every single time. If I had an issue because I had my classes and I had finals or something and I wasn't able to work, so I was low on money, they were like, okay, we'll give you a payment plan. We'll work with you. We're fine with that.
Oh,
well, that's
wow.
good.
So I was like, I will not ever do anything. And we get these things all the time telling us, oh, you're signed up for our service. Like we have DirecTV. And we're like, no, we're not. I don't know who you think is signed up for your service, but it's not us. They sent us something in the mail. I have some kind of little bag that's got their emblem on it and stuff. And because you have our service. And I'm like, no, we don't.
Goodness.
So
They're stalking you.
the only thing I can think of, I'm like, unless somebody is using our name, but they couldn't use our address too. They could use our name with a different address, but not our actual address.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So yeah.
Kathy said that she only knew about it because she watched your video today, AJ. And then Ellie says, I'm a part of Ambi's YouTube family too. Signal is horrible, ladies. Gonna have to leave. I keep refreshing, but missing most of the talk. Good night. I look forward to email tomorrow.
Kathy, not to change the subject, but I think it was you, Ambi, that showed the copay project bags from Amazon. I ordered one and love it. Thank you.
I showed some kind of
bag. You showed something. I don't remember.
I showed one from Amazon too, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it was my project bag that my sister got me either this past Christmas or the Christmas before.
Oh, that's right, Amazon. I didn't show Amazon. You showed Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was from Amazon. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
I hope you
I
like
thought
your
it
bag.
looked nice.
Yeah, I like it. It's roomy on the inside and got a lot of pockets.
See,
Six
I've been
pockets on the
using,
outside.
I used to sell Jamberry, which for anybody knows are nail wraps, and plus they had um, actual gels with the heat lamp and lacquers. So I have these bags that have like the loops inside that you put actually they're like loops with a little pouch to hold on the polishes in there.
Mhm.
And that I've been using those bags for my yarn and stuff and putting tools in the loops and stuff. I was like,
Oh,
okay.
that's cool.
Ooh. Yeah.
The only thing is it's got their emblem on it, and sometimes I get tired of looking at it. But that's for yarn that I'm like, okay, like I put my scrap yarn in there so I don't have to use them and open them all the time.
Right.
Mhm.
Like one has Christmas yarn, so I know because I have two of them. So one has my Christmas yarn in there that I like to use for ornaments and stuff. So at least I know where it's at and I don't have to go searching for it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, do y'all have anything else pressing to talk about on the stitch marker
No, just
subject?
remind you guys that we're always looking for suggestions. So if you have suggestions, and we were talking in our last meeting about instead of like doing one segment on all tools, which today was stitch markers, which is what made me think about it, is about doing a night on each different, like tool and why it's important, or maybe set some up together if you don't really need to talk the whole time on one.
Right.
Yeah.
But if anybody has suggestions and anything you want to hear about, and like we said, all crafts, we're not just yarny crafts. And if it's something we don't know, we'll look into it. Just like the micro macro, the three of
Yeah.
us have never done it. We know somebody who has, so she's going to come on and talk.
Mhm.
But so whatever we talk about, we're going to have to look up beforehand because we've never done it. So,
Yes.
Mhm.
And those watching replay, don't hesitate to enter a comment about something you'd like to see because we do look
yes,
for those too.
yes, please leave a comment. I will even go when it's not just on my channel. I always check the comments on everybody's channel. So,
Right.
Yes.
and I'm also keeping, I don't know if you guys are or not, but I'm trying to keep a playlist of all of these on my channel.
Yeah, I just created a playlist today because I just thought about it actually today whenever I was making it. I was like, I should make a playlist.
Oh, that's what Ambi can't, because Ambi's got a glitch on her channel that she can't. She can
Oh,
keep a playlist, but she can't show them.
Yeah, I can create them and have them in my YouTube studio, but they won't go on my channel.
Yep.
No
I
matter
thought
what
I
I
could
do
help her, and I spent like an hour that night trying to help you.
or more.
We did screenshots, and I was showing her what I could see when I was looking at my settings, and versus what
Yeah,
she
'cause
sees
my
on
stuff
hers,
is
which is
so
different.
messed up.
I'm like, okay.
you're not able to make them public. That's the only thing.
I can't. I made them public, but they're not showing up.
Huh. That is weird.
It is
Yeah,
very
and
weird.
there's something in yeah, and the weirdest part was there was something in settings that hers was completely different. Like it didn't show her all the things that you could see in mine.
Have you tried like on a computer?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, that's what she was on when we were
yes,
trying to do it.
I've even tried on our desktop doing it, not on a laptop, but on the desktop, and it don't do nothing. Nope, won't do it.
that's strange.
Okay,
Yeah, I
I
leave
do
it to
have
you
a
to be
question for
free.
you guys here, real quick, only because I'm trying to decide myself. I have to do 4 of one of these, so either with the blue, then the purple, then the pink, or the purple, the blue, and the pink, and then 6 of the other. So I cannot decide which one I want more of.
I like the
Mhm.
light in the middle, then the dark, then the pink.
So you like the purple.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Going to the wrong one here. Okay. Okay. It's one that I was leaning towards, but I wasn't sure. So thank you. Which means I have enough inners done of the blue. And I can just do, and I got half of the other ones done. The insides. I didn't put the pink around these yet.
Hmm.
I figured I'll do the insides and then I'll do the pink. It was making it easier when I was sitting at my daughter's trying to get some done, just to do the 2 colors and not pull everything out of my bag.
Right.
Cool.
Especially with the cats. That was kind of cool. Charcoal is so used to, I think I took my yarn outside with me once to take care of him and little bit the other cat, stray cat that we've been taking care of. And he tried to get at the yarn once, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put it up. I can't sit out here because sometimes in the summer I like to sit outside in the rocking chair we have out there and crochet.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And he was trying to play with it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go back inside now.
Hmm.
So tonight at my daughter's, he came up and he was like, ooh, I can look at it closer. And he like rolled all over it because he wasn't all dirty and everything. And he was like, ooh, yarn. And I was like, okay, this is for me, so I can let you roll on it. If this was for somebody else, you have to stay away.
Hey, Pastor McQuody. Sorry, YouTube isn't giving me any notification. Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. For those who are a part of my group, I do try to put it up at least. I try to a couple nights in advance, but last night I didn't get it up until a reminder up until last night. So
Yeah. Well, the reason I asked about if we had anything else pressing is I'm really sweating and I'm
okay,
starting to itch.
yes,
So,
Kaylin
Yeah, I
side. So
understand.
for anybody who is up for crocheting tonight and wants to come to my channel on YouTube, not YouTube, Facebook, in my group, I will probably be opening up my group because I have a lot of crocheting to get done. And I want to try to get this done tonight because I guess this is kind of cool news, real quick, so you can go inside. But I want to get this done because I have a top that I'm test crocheting, but I was also picked to do a sample crochet by one of my favorite indie dyers. So
Cool.
really excited about that. So I got a lot of work to do here. So I'll probably be opening up the room a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, if anybody wants to come, we have so much fun. And I talked about that on my live today. Lots of the things we do. I even talked about us singing the other night. So that was fun.
Yeah.
see, Pastor
That was
McQuady said, I just finished my granddaughter's blanket looking for something to start, but everything I like, I need cotton or cotton blend for, and I don't have enough for a product, only acrylic yarn.
Oh, yeah. I started last year with the Hobby Lobby sale, trying to make sure that I start buying cotton because I find that I'm so loving making garments and things for the summer and springtime. So whenever I see it go on sale, I try to snatch some.
I don't
Yeah,
like
that
yarn.
You don't like
that was
cotton?
something that I got was some cotton.
I got some bamboo from the tent sale last year that I have waiting for a top that I had gotten.
Oh,
Oh,
I've
she
never worked
follows
with that.
YouTube tutorials.
Okay, cool. There are times when if I just don't have what it calls for and I want to make it, I find what I have and I know it's going to look a little bit different because cotton looks more defined.
Mm-hmm.
I'm homebound too. So I understand Pastor McCoy. I'm homebound too. I don't drive. So I get all of my stuff on sales online, except for my husband did take me to Hobby Lobby last year. I completely understand. So if you ever need somebody to talk about that, feel free to email me because I'm always here. But anyway, what I was saying is if I find things that I don't have yarn for, because again, I'm in that same situation, but I really like the product, I will find something that I have and I just know that it's not going to look the same. You know, it might be a little rounder, it might be a little more defined depending on what I'm using versus what they use. So if you use acrylic instead of cotton, it's going to come out a little more smoother because cotton is more defined.
Yeah.
And it's also going to be warmer. If it's a wearable, it's going to be warmer.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you happen to have, if it's something they're making for with cotton, like a garment, and you happen to have enough superwash merino, one thing that people don't realize is that they also use some of the more top designers use superwash merino for summer and spring wear because it also keeps the coolness in.
Yeah, it
You
does.
wear it, you know, in the summertime and spring and summer, whereas in the winter, if you wear it, it keeps the warmth in.
Yeah. I've heard that the wool like soaks up your sweat or something like that.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
I didn't realize that till I got which one is it? Furls has it now. I can't think of the name of the magazine that I was getting because it was designers who put it out and then Furls took it over. But with their spring edition last year, I noticed like almost everything was superwash merino. And I was like, oh, really? So that's when I looked into that and learned that.
She says she wants to make a wearable for her daughter.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just it may end up if all you have is acrylic, it's going to be warmer. So look for something that's wholly, you know,
Yeah.
lacier, something, you know,
Yeah.
something lacy like this is made out of this, which is a cotton blend. But yeah, if you make it out of acrylic, that's it. I've seen that too. If you have to make it out of acrylic, use something that's lacy and has a lot of holes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, and now I guess we should probably go because Kaylin needs to get inside.
Yeah, I'm sweating
Yeah.
like bad sweating.
Yep.
So in 2 weeks from today, we will be on, let's see, wrong
My
way,
channel.
AJ's channel. And then 2 weeks after that, we will be on Amber's
My
channel.
channel.
And just like we were saying, just if you have ideas, let us know because we are open. We do research as much as we can for whichever topic we're talking about. And I want to thank everyone who came in, and I want to thank everyone watching replay, and we will see you in 2 weeks on AJ's channel. Bye, y'all.
Bye.